everything would continue just like in canon, except this time something was off. It was Alastor. As Charlie talked to him, as Charlie began to sing, he felt something. Sure, he could feel emotions. He liked his friend, Rosie. He loved to go out with her. He loved to spend time with her. And he loved to spend time with his friends. But Alastor still, even though he had a bit of a soft side, was overall an evil person. However, as the days went on, when he was with Charlie, something started to change. Slowly, bit by bit, he changed. And Alastor started to notice it, as he didn't like it. As Alastor was going to get all of his frustrations out by torturing Husk. As he would walk over to Husk and say, "Husk, my dear boy, can you follow me?" As Alastor and Husk would start to walk up, suddenly Alastor would grow big, tall, and scary. As Husk would begin to shake in fear and panic. As Alastor was going to torture him, for some reason he couldn't. He's gone soft. As he turned back to normal, Husk would say, "What?" Alastor would say, "Tuh. Don't tell anyone about this." As then he walked back down. Alastor couldn't believe this. He couldn't believe what he was becoming. Days would pass as Alastor wouldn't really be himself. As eventually Charlie would walk into Alastor's room and say, "What's wrong with you? You've barely been talking to anyone. You've been so..." But at the same time, Husk says you've been acting a lot nicer. And Nifty's a little disappointed because you're not much as a bad boy. "What's going on, Alastor?" Alastor would say, "You ruined me." Charlie would say, "What?" "Because of you, I care about people now. I tried to torture Husk, but I couldn't do it. I'm losing my edge." Charlie would then scream and hug him. Oh my god, I got through to you. I can't believe I actually got through to you." Alastor would say, "Please let go of me." Charlie would say, "Oh, sorry, this is amazing. Now I could show you the life of being joyful. Now I could show you the life of being a good person." Alastor would say, "Please don't," as Charlie would walk up with Alastor and begin to sing a song. The song was about love, the song was about kindness, and the song was about being kind to others. As she began to sing, she walked around town, and she showed her everyone, to Rosie and to everyone else, and Alastor realized something. Deep down, he was always like this. He was a kind individual growing up until the bullies pushed him around, and he wanted to get revenge. Alastor's life flashed before his eyes. The horrors he'd done, how cold his heart became, and the gentleman code he had. All these memories went through him. As eventually Charlie would stop singing and say, "Alastor, you okay?" You just started to stare off into space. As Alastor would say, I want to go to my room." As Alastor would walk to his room, he would simply lay down and contemplate what was going on, contemplate what was happening to him. Alastor couldn't believe he was going soft. Alastor couldn't believe all this stuff was happening to him. However, later he would learn that Lucifer was coming to visit soon. This would be it. Lucifer, he hated him. He would push him over the edge, and he would make it so Alastor could have someone to compete with. Alastor can have someone to fight against. Alastor was excited to fight back. Alastor was excited to be able to compete against him for Charlie's affection. This would show his dominance, and this would show that he can one-up the King of Hell himself. And this would show that Alastor still had some evil left in him. As he waited for Lucifer to come up, Alastor would go up, prepared to sing a song, prepared to show how he got his daughter's affection. But then, he simply just stared at him and said, "Hey, nice tie, nice cane, man. Nice to see you." Lucifer would say, "Are you really a sinner? You have nice manners." As Alastor would actually, treat him like he liked him. He treated him decently, with great manners. Alastor couldn't believe this. What was happening to him? He just couldn't bring himself to do it. After all, it was wrong to use someone like that. It was wrong to use someone's daddy issues just to one-up them. That would be morally wrong, and wrong on so many other levels. However, something else would happen, as suddenly the loan sharks would break into the hotel. As Alastor would be excited, he would get to show off his power, his true form, his true terrifying nature. This would get him to be himself again. As he walked out against all the loan sharks, they began to shake. As Alastor went into his terrifying form, he had them. He could use his power to wipe them out, but he didn't. He was shocked that he didn't. He couldn't do it. For some reason, he just couldn't destroy them. All this destruction, all these things around his life, he wanted it to change. He wanted it to end. He wanted it to get better. He would then sigh, as then he looked at all of them and said, "Go. Go now." As they ran away, he would turn back to normal. As Lucifer would walk up to him and say, I can't believe it, Charlie. I'm impressed. I didn't think redemption was possible, but I'm not gonna lie. After seeing Alastor act like this, after seeing Alastor spare those guys, and how nice he was to me, it seems like it's really possible. Alastor would say, "What? I'm not the one trying to get..." "Oh, it's alright. Don't be so modest. Thanks to that, I'll support you, and I'll get you a meeting with heaven. I'm very proud of you, Charlie." Lucifer would then smile, as in Lucifer would walk away. As Charlie said, "You hear that, Alastor? Thanks to you, we got a meeting with heaven. Thank you, thank you, thank you." As Alastor would just sigh and say, "You're welcome," as he sat down for 2 days straight. As the meeting would come and go with heaven, everything would continue like in canon, but Alastor would, well, he wouldn't really feel too well. He didn't really feel like himself. So he would walk up to Husk and show him a shocking proposition. Alastor would say, "I'm about to help Charlie, but before I do, I wanted to tell you something, Husk." Husk would say, "What is it?" Husk would look at Alastor and say, "What is it?" As suddenly Alastor would get out Husk's soul contract, and Husk looked at this and say, "I knew this was an act. You were just pretending, weren't you? Now you're gonna have me do some insane stunt to..." Suddenly, Alastor would just rip the contract in half. "You're free." Husk would say, "What?" Husk was shocked. He didn't know what to do. He just stared at Alastor. Could this be real? Why would he free him? After all this time, why would Alastor free Husk? It didn't make any sense. Husk would say, "You really have changed." "I have." "You think I'll like it? Being nice?" Husk would then sigh and think for a moment, as he said, "Yeah, I do." "Are you going to stay?" Husk would then think more and say, "You know what? I think I will stay here." As Alastor would say, "Friends?" Husk would pull up his hand and then say, "Friends." As then they both began to shake hands. As they shook hands, Alastor smiled, and Husk smiled too, as they were no longer master and servant, but now friends. People to get along with, people to take care of each other, and people to be there for each other. As then Alastor sighed, as he would go up to Charlie and say, "I can tell you are having some problems. I have some news." Charlie would say, "Not now, Alastor. I know you're upset you're turning good, but you're just going to have to deal with it. After all, becoming a good person's a good thing." Alastor would say, "I know. And that's why I freed Husk. And I know how to defeat an angel. The secret is angelic weapons. The weapons they use can be used against them. And Camilla Carmine has been secretly stockpiling them." Charlie would stand up and say, "Thank you, Al," as she would hug him. And Alastor would say, "No problem." As then they would work together. They would gather up elite forces and get the angelic weapons. However, Alastor knew it was time that Adam was coming. However, Alastor wasn't scared because he had a newfound friendship. He had a newfound reason to fight, a newfound reason to care, and a newfound reason to keep going. As we cut to the battle, Alastor and Adam would fight, but this time Alastor would look at him and say, "You know what? I don't want to do this. I think you have a potential to change." Adam would say, "What are you talking about, you pathetic sinner? Are you just trying to make excuses for yourself for me to spare you? Nah, I think there's good in you." "What? What? Of course there is. I'm Adam, the last man on earth. I should be saying that to you. I mean, there's no good in you, but still." Alastor would just laugh as he disappeared. Adam was confused. He didn't fight him. He just complimented him and left. As Alastor would disappear for the rest of the battle, until we cut to the point where Nifty took out Adam. In this timeline, Adam would be given his speech on why he's so great, on why he was the first man on Earth, as suddenly Nifty would run up to take care of him. Alastor would summon a tentacle and stop her. As everyone looked, Adam would look behind him and say, "Why? Why save me? I don't understand." Alastor said, "Because there's a little bit of me inside of you. There's a little bit of goodness inside of you. Inside of every demon, or should I say angel, is a rainbow." As Charlie would sing with him, and Adam would say, "I'm leaving." As Adam and the extras left, Lucifer and Charlie both hugged Alastor, as Alastor had a new life now. Alastor was no longer a bad person. Alastor was no longer a person doing this out of necessity. He was a person staying at the hotel because he wanted to stay at the hotel, and he enjoyed spending time with his friends. And Alastor enjoyed his new life of being a good person.
And that's where I leave things off. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought of this video in the comments below. I really enjoyed making it. I hope you really enjoyed watching it, because I think I really did a great job on this video. And please like it, please share it, please watch it, because these videos are very important to me, and the more views I get, the more videos I can make like this, if that makes sense. Also, how are you all doing? I want you to know how you're doing in the comments below. Please type down the comments how you're doing, and if you want to share anything, just let me know. It reminds me of this one video. There was this video that played Donkey Kong music, so Nintendo took it down, but it was like people would comment how their day was going, people would comment their entire life stories and things like that, and it was amazing, you know? It was an awesome video, just people commenting and getting along and just commenting things like that. Sadly, Nintendo took it down. Nintendo took down a lot of fan games, too, so yeah. Nintendo's serious about stuff like that, so yeah. Anyway, love you all so much. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for watching my content, and thank you for being there for me. I know my channel changed a lot. I know I changed my style of shorts. I changed my styles of long short videos. Went from Dragon Ball to Has Been. Went from, you know, just like POV shorts to Dragon Ball shorts. So yeah, I've been doing some Goku reacts, which is pretty funny in my opinion. So check out those shorts if you don't mind. And yeah, I love you all so much. And let me know, what's your favorite game? You know, I like to ask questions while I'm like ending the video. What's your favorite game? My favorite game is Fallout New Vegas. Great game, one of the best of the time. Let me know what's your favorite. Peace out. You're the best. Love you all. I hope you never ever forget that if you think no one loves you, someone does, and it's me. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Have a fabulous day.